Out of every 4 people you meet, one will have an eye disorder. That's how common they've become with screens all around us today. And one thing we know about eye disorders, especially the genetic ones, is that they can't be cured. But is that really true? This eye care business, which started as a small office in the streets of Mumbai, is doing something so different, curing diseases like tunnel vision, lazy eye, and color blindness, which never had a cure. And all of this without a surgery. Meet Sanjeevan, started by Dr. Suman in 2004. They did good work, they produced excellent results, but people just weren't aware. When her son, Dr. Rohan, joined the business, he saw the potential their business had, and with management as one of his strengths, he decided it's time to scale the business. Scaling any business, no matter how good your services are, isn't that easy. But today, Sanjeevan has helped countless people not just in India, but in more than 27 different countries. Let's hear what the journey was like from Dr. Rohan himself.
We are combining allopathy with other alternative medical sciences like acupuncture or vision therapy, where we are using a lot of specially designed material. We did function as a family business. We keep saying that the business should be run like a family, right? And Rajiv actually changed the whole mindset when he said it shouldn't function like a family, it should function like an army. During my coaching journey, there were moments of me realizing that it has made a change. Firstly, by looking at my bank account, okay, because the revenues were better. I can see the clarity that I have even in terms of identifying the problem, even in terms of identifying what the problem could be. Hi, I'm Dr. Rohan Goyal. At Sanjeevan for Perfect Eyesight, I'm a director and a strategist. For me, in my personal journey, I've trained in medicine, post which I did my regenerative medicine in UK and then my ophthalmology. The business was actually started by my parents in 2004, and the reason why we started it was because we found that many treatments, many problems of the eyes do not have a treatment per se, and there are many ways that we can help these patients. In the eye care space, eye care industry, the biggest trend, and it's not just now but it's been forever, that people are looking for quick fixes. And with the growing use of screens, with the growing use of digitalization, everyone's going to go through eye problems. We also practice integrative medicine, which means that we are combining allopathy with other alternative medical sciences like acupuncture or vision therapy, where we are using a lot of specially designed material. Even our bar grills, which we use for vision therapy, are specially designed in terms of thickness. We use candle therapy, not for the spiritual use of it, but for the scientific use of it. We do a lot of things in front of the sun, not again for the spiritual use of it, but because the sun is the highest source of infrared. We have many integrative therapies, which some are performed in daylight, some are performed in the dark room, some are performed with beads, which are used for multiple problems. I think integrative medicine is the way to go for the next 50 or 100 years. I think the strongest points in our services that we offer is the support to people leading towards blindness. One problem called retinitis pigmentosa, or RP, is a problem where a person is going blind from the periphery and then they are left with tunnel vision. Okay, they can only see through a tunnel, and even that tunnel closes eventually. It's a genetic problem. People have been researching into it for decades, but there is no cure or treatment found for it yet. But we are very confident that we can treat it. Obviously, it cannot be reversed because it's a genetic condition, but we can treat it to an extent where a person becomes functional in their daily life. Also to mention that we can treat squint without any surgery. In the conventional world of ophthalmology, squint always requires a surgery, but that squint can always come back. No one will take a guarantee that this squint will not come back after the surgery. But we are very proud that the treatment that we offer for squint, the squint does not come back. And I think these are the few treatments that we offer that we do not have any competition for. So we had a case of a 6-year-old boy who fell while playing in California. They went to Stanford General Hospital, and this child could not see with one eye at all after the fall. And no one could even identify. They went for 3 consecutive days there to Stanford General Hospital. No one could identify what the actual problem was. Somebody told them about us. We tested that boy with our vision assessment and a visual field assessment. We found that that child could see through a little hole with that eye that was lost. Even though we were ourselves not sure about if we can now help that person or not, because it was too late now in terms of the hours, because all this is very time bound, how much improvement you can see after a fall. But we started treating that boy. After 35 days, we recovered 70% of his vision. Still, the boy and the family they keep calling us, they keep thanking us for what we've done to them, because it was a 6-year-old boy. He could have lost his eyesight forever. My journey when I joined was a little bit of a struggle, as I was not sure if I wanted to join the same business or start my own. But then in 2014, I joined as a doctor, and I was consulting and I was also doing some tests. Slowly and steadily, I became a strategist, and I understood that my forte was actually management. So I think that every family business has its own problems and plus points. When we think that if it's within the family, it's the best thing ever, because you can trust that person blindly. But also it comes with its own problems. You cannot be vocal about certain things, especially when you're working with your elders or with your parents, and you cannot really voice out your concerns sometimes, and because they've had their way of working, and to come and change everything was difficult in the beginning. Somebody is handling 2 or 3 things at the same time, withdrawing money whenever required. So business and family is the same thing. It mixes up.
इनिशियली तो मतलब जैसे मेरे हस्बैंड और मैं वही संभालते थे. ही वॉज ऑलरेडी इन मेडिकल फील्ड, माई हस्बैंड. तो वो तो जनरल प्रैक्टिस करते थे बहुत टाइम से. तो दैट वाज आल्सो मीन्स हिज सपोर्ट वाज देयर. लेकिन तभी ऐसा कुछ नहीं था, सब कुछ हम लोग ही संभालते थे. मीन्स अकाउंट्स हो या चाहे मार्केटिंग हो या जो भी है, एवरीथिंग वी यूज्ड टू हैंडल. ओके, बट आफ्टर माई सन केम, तो फिर थोड़ा मतलब और थोड़ा बेटर हो गया कि उसकी भी हेल्प होने लग गई.
We did function as a family business because, and we keep saying that the business should be run like a family, right? And Rajiv actually changed the whole mindset when he said it shouldn't function like a family, it should function like an army. Because obviously you're not going to roam around in your office like how you would roam around at home, right? It's just, it's not sensible at all. And that's what we realized afterwards. I found out about Rajiv through a friend, I would say, or a cousin. They run their own business, a fashion brand, and they were struggling, and they went through the PACE program, and they suggested, when we were discussing what challenges I'm facing and all that. So they just mentioned that this is what we are doing now, and this is very interesting, and it has shown some benefit to us. I started my coaching journey as just to try it. The challenges before my coaching journey started was honestly in every function of the business. In terms of sales, we started recording our leads and stuff, but we never had a goal of say conversion rate, or we never had a goal of these many consultations should happen, or these many people should take treatment. Our only goal was just to reach out to as many people as we can. I think there was a lot of confusion about what is actually our goal in terms of every function. In terms of operations also, we did not have clear goals of people. We did not have clear role clarity. And like every function, right? Like in operations, we have different steps to a treatment. So there was not one particular person who was responsible for that step. If on day 1 I would do it, on day 2 somebody else would do it. If I can say that, everyone was handling everything, even in operation. Once I was talking to a doctor friend of mine, and they said, when we talk about doctors, you can't really do much. It depends on who refers the patient to you and what how you talk to them, and in terms of, people don't pay. We were very skeptical in the beginning to, how can I say it, to give more value. We are always holding back as, okay, what would people think if you charge someone this much? The people would think that you're here to only take money or something. But what I realized in the coaching journey was that if you give value, people don't mind paying. If it depends on what value you give them. During my coaching journey, there were moments of me realizing that it has made a change. Firstly, by looking at my bank account, okay, where the revenues were better. We had information about this is the lead count, this is the lead quality, this is our conversion rate, this is the number of consultations or number of people taking treatment, and then resulting in the revenue. Right? This is not just about this resulted in good revenue, but so many changes.
तो जब भी रोहन ने स्टार्ट किया है मतलब ये बिज़नेस का कोर्स करके, और तो वो अप्लाई करना शुरू किया, तो ऐसा लगा धीरे धीरे कि मतलब ये बहुत अच्छा हेल्प कर सकता है, क्योंकि मार्केटिंग में हम लोग ऑलमोस्ट नील जैसे ही थे और सेल्स का भी कोई डिपार्टमेंट कोई हमेशा संभालने वाला ऐसा कोई था नहीं। तो ऐसे जब होता था, जब हमें टाइम मिलता था तभी उसके बारे में कुछ कर लेते थे, नहीं तो वो ऐसे ही चलता रहता था। लेकिन अभी पूरा स्ट्रक्चर हो गया, तो मतलब बहुत इजी हो गया और बहुत बेटर हो गया अभी पहले से।
My parents actually, who started the business, came to me and said, now we can see growth, and now I'm very proud of you that you've done this and you've taken it upwards, and now we can see where this business is going. Earlier, I used to think that hard work is the only way you can succeed. Okay, there is no other way, but hard work is what and sometimes hard work equals not spending time with family. Hard work equals not getting enough time with family. But the whole thought process again changed. I was able to spend more time with family. We were able to enjoy more vacations. We were able to enjoy our life. And we were able to enjoy our money. In the next couple of years, we aim to open an international center. What we deal with is so niche that we've dealt with patients from 27 countries sitting in a place like Chembur in Mumbai. But we feel that more people should have access to it. Now I'm confident that we can run a place, and my presence is not required all the time to kind of run the place. And the next few years, we are going to start an international center, probably in Dubai. And that's what I envision for Sanjeevan. For anybody starting out in the MSME space, the most important thing is to be a learner, to keep an open mind about what you don't know. It's okay to not know. You don't have to be know-it-all to start a business. Don't keep or put too much pressure on yourself to perform. Have a coach. I think coaching or having a mentor is the biggest lesson that one should learn, and be open to. Start with somebody who's close to your family. If not, then look for somebody outside. But having a mentor changes the game forever.